Head teacher, Kasarem Senior Secondary School, Sebei Zone. Members, having received the financial report in advance and gone through, and after listening carefully to the same report and the audit report from the technical officers, I propose that we adopt or receive the two documents for our discussion. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Oh, next, the one in the front there.
Okay, John.
Okay, John, yes.
Having obtained these two books or two reports, the unaudited one, as they say. Is it what?
Unqualified.
Unqualified, you know, I am a historian. I second, and we adopt this.
Okay, I think the motion has been moved and seconded. I think now, there is another seconder.
Second, yes.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President. My name is Isaiah Sasaga.
Doctor, I think. I mean, honorable.
From Bugisu. I had also moved to second that we discuss the documents.
Thank you, honorable.
And as I second, I have, I don't know if I can start from there.
Yeah, you start now because it's over now. I've given you again.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I wanted to know from the auditor, because budgets are always planned, they're always approved. For example, when you plan to collect 11 billion, then by God's grace you collect 14 billion. You need to educate us more of what happens with the surplus. Does it call for supplementary budgeting again? I don't know what you based on as an auditor at that stage to now qualify our expenditures as being very good and in accordance to the budgeted activities. Thank you so much.
Okay, I think we can hear that. Okay, let's receive that one alone, and then we answer them at once. And then we move to the new budget.
Kagawa Joshua from Rwenzori region. Our dear auditor, the president and the chairperson has struggled to put words and learn them. Why? Because you did not state them categorically. I wonder why you have shied from the actual words and in bold in that statement. Qualified and qualified something. Can you please put it somewhere so that he doesn't guess about the words? Because throughout all your statements, the words are good, but when you fail one of the three words to state them and bold them in the report, it falls short, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. If you check on page 30, everything is very clear. Our report is very clear, and it states that the accompanying financial statements give a true and fair view of the financial position of Uganda Secondary Schools Associations as of 31st December 2024, and its financial performance and its cash flow for the year ended in accordance with International Financial Reporting Standards and Companies Act. That means this one is the unqualified report. That statement itself means that this is an unqualified report, and this means that the financial statements were prepared in accordance to the International Financial Reporting Standards.
Okay, I think there was a question which I can answer. You know, auditors are not supposed to be. What happens when you get more? within some accounting standards, as I was told, there are some decisions which are allowed to be taken by the executive committee. And just be assured that the executive committee took the decisions in line with your best interests. Thank you so much. Now we can go to the budget. What is important now, let us now budget for next year. And we make sure that we don't get the same problem where we under what? Under budget. And then we get a problem with Honorable who says, where did you get the mandate to spend the more that you got? And the other thing is that we are not a profit-making body. And for that reason, we try to run the business. I shouldn't call it business, should I? Yeah, the business. We offer services. So now let me call upon you again, but you may call your manager, or the CEO, to take us through the budget for the next year.
Well, when you look at, when you turn to page 2, go straight to projected budget of 2026. Okay. Straight to the budget of 2026. The items we have budgeted for were clearly mentioned. They were clearly mentioned. We intend, the income, we saw it, how we shall get the money, you have been informed. But now the expenditure, which we intend to carry out in 2026, when you start from number 1 up to number 22 on page 3, the administration and secretariat, capacity building, training programs. There is different. Whoa, 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 whoa. Page 30, what? Yeah, page 37.
Page is written somewhere here. Page is written.
37, okay. Are we there? You already have it. Are we there? Yes, so we shall be spending on administration and secretariat. The figure is there, capacity building and training. The competition games, the elite games, ball games 1, ball games 2. Now ball games 2 is big, it has also called athletic championship, national football championship, the A game like this one, and of course the one of next year may look different, that's why the figure also is different. Swimming gala, international games as specified there, rent, talent identification camps, utilities, USS award dinner. We intend to award our excellent participants, if money allows. Facility upgrade to host schools. Sometime we assist the host schools to upgrade their facilities. Support to primary school, to UPSA games, FIASA games, media engagement, zonal support. Of course, there is depreciation, we have to capture that. Advertising, entertainment, and media. Subscription to ISPDCs, we subscribe to our online education system. We have to subscribe to it to maintain it, and then back charges. When you look at that, with those figures, the total comes to 15,180,200,000. That is what we expect to be the budget of 2026 and expenditure as outlined.
So, in 2024, you received 14 billion, 0.6. And now in 2026, that is 2 years, we are being very conservative, and we are planning to receive and spend. We are projecting 15 billion. What we need now is for you to receive the what? The budget. Then after receiving it, we can discuss it. Can I have someone who moves the motion to receive? Oh, yes, give him a... The PS said you are very smart. I had not checked properly. I can see you are actually too smart.
Thank you very much, the President. Protocol observed. Once again, I'm Bianchi Rashid, the General Secretary from Rwenzori Zone, a teacher at Kamengo Senior Secondary School, Fort Portal Tourism City. Having heard what the CEO has read to us as far as the budget for 2026 is concerned, I move the motion to receive the budget and we discuss it. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you,
rest my
Rashid.
case.
Rashid has been very active. Bring here. There. There's a hand I'm seeing. Ah, that one again. And the hand accompanied by glasses.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm Ofumbi James.
Yes.
From Masaka. I request that we move the motion and second the motion of discussing the budget. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Another seconder. Oh, the lady now, here. I want this lady, the smiling lady.
Our President, my name is Akao Patricia, Lira Town College, Lango Zone. I stand to second the discussion for the budget. Thank you.
Okay, the motion has been moved, it has been seconded. Now let's go to discussion. I'll allow, I don't see hands up. Oh, here. Oh, that one which,
Thank you very much, Mr. President. My name once again, I'm Madoi Mark from Bugisu Zone. We want to appreciate you and your team for doing the budgeting. This is indeed a guiding tool that will see us through the work of 2026. However, my contribution is on item 7 on this on the 2026 projected budget. Item 7, which is the AGM. This one is a supreme body that is mandated to do the approval. If it disapproves, then something may not go on as planned. Therefore, I see that what has been put there is a bit low. This AGM would be given even more because it does the mandate of approving. Secondly, we want to appreciate the items we have received. This is part of the budget. However, we are only half of the team that has come. We are 10 members of the executive at the zonal level. 5 have received these beautiful items, and we have the bragging rights when we go back. How I wish that we increase the budget here and have all the 10 members of the executive at the zonal level, so that we come to the AGM and we go on with the same message. I beg to submit.
Okay. Let's have another one. Okay, so let's answer that. No, I can see one hand there near Katamba. That one. Give him.
Thank you so much, our President. My name is Abima Abdurrahman, Vice In the first place, I appreciate you and the entire team of executive for the excellent work that you're doing. We appreciate it. We have carefully looked at the budget proposals for 2026, and we have just approved them. But I want to stand to offer a word of advice. Mr. President, last year, you assigned us, the people in the zones, to copy your example and give direct support to our districts when they are having their games. We should be able to deploy to the respective districts and make sure that they adhere to the standards that you set at the national. I want to report to you that as West Nile, we are one of the few zones that tried this. Reaching around 40%, we hit a snag. My chairperson is just sitting next to me. We reached a moment when we could not facilitate those people to the various districts. I want to be on record that West Nile has 13 districts, and so when we sent delegates to the 5 districts, we could not manage to facilitate delegates to the remaining districts. I know you're a wise person, you're already planning behind the curtains about this. The second observation is that, Mr. President, now that we are planning for 2026, one of the things which we have found very complicated to manage is dressing the athletics team of the zone. Because this is a zonal athletics team, it constitutes athletes coming from different districts. It is usually very hard for the zones to dress them when they are going for national event. Now that we have budgeted this, I see there is a fairly good figure in areas that could help us, together with you, address this. I want to believe that with your wisdom and all those wisdom people around you, we shall address this and take a step as USSA. Thank you so much.
Okay, you give those two and then we move forward, because we are doing bad on time. But this is a very important matter.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Protocol observed. I really appreciate the will and the actual support that you are giving to our schools for sports development. Mr. President, you have rightly noted failure by some schools in helping the learners to exploit their talents as one of the biggest challenges that we are facing. I am therefore humbly requesting for command support technically, and will be one of the ways of increasing our income. One is that let there be a minimum number of registered athletes online before the schools can be allowed to participate in district competition. Because many times we have schools, they first of all run their school competitions and see their best. Those are the ones that they register online. And it is one of the biggest challenges that we are facing. So when we talk of giving us money at district or zonal level, basing on the number of registered athletes online, we have very few. And this one affects the income at national level and also affects us. So I'm requesting that we set a minimum number for schools. And then we, of course, provide for those schools that have a very small enrollment. Then I am also proposing that let there be a minimum for zonal before you consider online registration funds for us. Some zones are doing badly, and we need some minimum. Then lastly, I've looked at the budget, and yet our term of office is ending. We are supposed to have elections the next year. I'm not seeing a budget for elections. Thank you very much.
Okay, I think, the last one now. You first introduce yourself, everybody knows you. You know, now all we are putting on black coats and very smart, so you look the same.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ndugu President. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Olson Wanyama. I'm from Bukit region. I teach at Buhe Secondary School in Busia district. I just seek information on the vote which has remittances to the districts and the zones. Which vote holds it? Then maybe I would make a further contribution to that. Two, in respect to that, I don't know whether the Secretariat or whether the President and our dear team has discovered that there are technical issues in the operation of especially district accounts.
What?
District sports accounts.
Yes.
Because we have ASHU accounts and the sports accounts. But much as ASHU is part of the sports account, because the chair is a signatory, the treasurer, who I think must be head teachers, then the secretary. But when it comes to the operation, it is as if most times ASHU thinks maybe the sports wants to overrun their mandate. So I pray that we investigate that and you help us operate. I'm not only talking about Busia, but I've had also issues from other districts. Thank you so much.
Okay, I think I will handle those. About the money, making a small budget to AGM. Believe me, you know these funds which we receive, it's not funds for us to use as we wish. And if we put more on ourselves, it will be one of the queries. We would immediately get queries, especially from our government. And remember that much as you approve these accounts, they are still supervised by the Ministry of Education and Sports. Because whatever we do, even the money we collect ourselves, is because it is a public fund, we receive it on their behalf. In fact, when someone saw how smart you are, and the whole we are having, and the decorations, already an idea may be forming that we are spending more on our what? On ourselves. But when you look at the budget, you still find that it will increase, but we try to make it not to increase at a level that is very alarming. We received a proposal from one of the zones, which we took very seriously in our planning. And the issue was that, why don't we start rotating the general what? The General Assembly. Unfortunately, it is something that we shall finally adapt. But when we tried for the budget of 2020 what? It shoot the budget so high that it could not lie within the limits that we are allowed to spend on ourselves as general what? As the General Assembly. Because when you go to, because you know I'm the first vice president of FUFA, and by the way, the assembly for FUFA is smaller than ours. But if you are to check how much we spend on the General Assembly, it is more, but still their income is still 3 times our what? Our income. So it is, but for them, they can decide and say, we are going to West Nile. And the delegates come a day before, they first play football, they interact, they have a party, then they have a general assembly, and then they go back home. We shall reach there. Because remember, just a few years ago, our budget was just 1 billion. But now we are talking of 15 what? And when we reach there, we shall always be happy that you become happy. There is another proposal that at the zone, our executive committee could be 12 or 13 or 10. But only 5 come to make decisions on behalf of others. Why don't we bring everybody? If we are to ask that, even the districts, we also got something from the districts. The districts chairpersons and what? And the secretaries, we are also saying, we want to be members of the national what? Assembly. But if you go back home, back in the history, the assembly, we changed the constitution, introduced zones, okay, to create more levels of competition, but also as a way of reducing on the size of the what? Of the assembly. And for me, I think, when we write to the zone and say, nominate 5 persons to come and attend our general assembly, it would not be hard. Because like, for example, I'm a member of ISF, International School Sports Federation, but for them they say, they invite only one person, and then they say, but you can come also with an observer. But then the observer incurs more what? You have to pay for the second person. So 5 persons I think is okay. And even if we cannot even change it now on the floor, because it is a constitutional what? Matter. If you think it should be coming, go through the constitution, send it, your proposal, but I think it is not something that I would want to receive. Then, even financing it, we would be forced now to go back. If you came 10, then I would not give you a coat. I'm going to start giving you a what? A T-shirt again. We shall not have a tie. We shall be having open chests, which will also not be very good. Then about the zones, failing to support the districts. I think we need to be very innovative. You know, when something starts as a problem, you become innovative and you get a solution for it. What we are trying to look at is the zone acting as not an independent, you may be affiliated, but act as an independent what? It is also possible that you can sit with your districts. You don't have to do the things the way we do it exactly. You can have a meeting with the districts, because the districts, during their championship, they collect some small what? And they have the committee which runs the games. And they also give them some small money. So you can agree with them that you become part of their expenditure, depending on how will have agreed at the what? Because when you go down, you definitely go down with some value. Lastly, I hear about the Marshall Plan for Athletics. The Marshall Plan for Athletics is meant to make sure that we improve in athletics. And we cannot improve in athletics without first making sure that everybody, all talents are involved right away from the school upwards. But we also agree that this plan, we as USSA, we don't have money for it. And then the other thing that has happened is that schools may be ready to pay millions for football, but they are not ready to pay for athletics. They are ready to give bursaries for football, but not for athletics. But we are going to make a proposal to the government. Good enough, we are tasked by the minister himself. And we are very sure that, not sure, but we think that our plan may merit some more what? Financing from the government, both to USSA and also to the Athletics Federation. Because what I saw is that it hurt Uganda so much that we did not perform so well. When that time comes, you will be involved. And I want to inform you that the way we have awarded the Katamba of Wakiso, I would want to award Guru, for example, for implementing our Marshall Plan for athletics. Thank you so much. They asked about the budget line. The budget line is for number 18. There's what we call zonal support, where we have budgeted for 650 million, assuming that we shall get all the money. If we can get all the money, this 650 million will be not enough, but will be substantially distributed to the zone. But remember, you get a percent. Then there was another question of saying, why don't you force schools to register more? There are some powers that we do not have. I think maybe the commissioner can tell us whether we can get those powers. Because for us, we say, you will only be allowed to use only registered what? Players. Registered players in the system. So if you want to use more players, register more. But now we cannot say, if you don't register so many, we shall not allow you to play. Because a school may be wanting to participate only in Mweso. It is better than that school which does not participate at what? At all. But then it is incumbent upon you. The districts which receive less money, we have discovered that it is because you allow districts to play before registering into the what? Into the system. If you can enforce, like West Nile, I'm told they have how many districts? 13. They have 13 districts, and all of them, they participate fully. If you made sure that for every person to kick off a ball, he must be in the system, you do smile all the way to the bank like Ankole. Where is the chairman of Ankole zone? Actually, Ankole zone is one of the most innovative zones. Let's clap for them. There are some ideas he came with. I refused them at first. But then later when I went on my bed, and because they insisted, I discovered that for them they were way ahead of the what? Of the league. Because in Ankole they have got 13, how many districts? They have got 13 districts. And all for them, they have 2 TVs. And they have a relationship with those 2 TVs. So every school has known, if you don't go in sports, you will not even get enrollment. Because they make sure that every school that comes for sports gets publicity. So now every school wants to come into the what? So they came one time and said, for us, we have a lot of participation. At national, you have 64 teams playing football. We also want permission so that we also, our championship for football is by 64 what? 64 teams. I first refused them. I said, no, 32. But then later I found out that I was fighting against myself because I'm someone who believes in mass what? Sports. And because of that, they don't charge much maybe, but they collect a lot of what? A lot of money. For them, they have even gone ahead. During their championship, they also have capacity what? Training. They have capacity training. And what? Dinner. Hey, they even have dinners. The other time we were at National, they came and invited us for a party in our own what? Championship. Why? Because they had collected some money, they had used it very well, some money had remained, and they wanted to make a party for all the teams that qualified and that have succeeded in going to that level. So, yes, sometimes we blame the people above. We can be here blaming the administrators giving us less money, when actually we can increase our income by being innovative. When you check on our here, you find that nearly for every money government brings in, we also collect more from other sources to multiply the income by 2. Is that easy? You can also do the same. So having said that, you know, want to eat, and Honorable Sasaga, you know, if I don't allow you, you'll go to Parliament and kill me from there. Okay, Sasaga, and then you are the last. Honorable Sir.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President. It's very unfortunate that I carry along the title, but I come pure as a chair of the zone. Regardless of that title I have, I think I'll be very brief. One, about the zonal support. Different regions sometimes are gifted differently. And if we share with colleagues, how much do you collect? Maybe school contribution, participation fee. Others can only pay 1,500,000 or plus. If you go to some regions, to squeeze even 200,000 from a school to 300, it will tell you to hell with sports will not participate. So it becomes very difficult, especially for the regional zonal team to plan. So I believe this is the opportunity we have, that at least even if we made the adjustment on the support to the zonal or to the zones, it could be very good. Within we can make environment within, and we extend some support to the zones. It is very difficult. I myself am always there in Bugisu, and sometimes end up pulling personal resources, even to go and do the slashing of the playground sometimes. That is one. Then the second one, of course, you talked about the district support. Maybe it could also clearly come out and be captured in the budget, that however minimal it is, but our budget clearly shows how much intends to go to the districts, if possible. The last one is about athletics. I don't know if it is only in Bugisu, but we find it very difficult. Last athletics going to Tororo, which was even nearer to Mbale, it was not very easy. We come up, we volunteer, very lot of support, and I believe athletics could be one of the most key issues which could be captured in this budget, especially at that level. Much as the Marshall Plan is coming, it might come a little, maybe late. But as for now, as we plan for next year, even if there was support for athletics, even if maybe like 1,500,000 to the region, it can as well help to get some fuel or to get a truck. Otherwise, in athletics, there's a very big problem. Thank you so much.
Okay, then you give the last one now. Thank you so much, Honorable. You know, we are lucky when you have someone who can take your thing up there.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. I'm Ejidio Mchunguzi, Chairperson, Ankole Zone. Looking at our budget and the contribution to it from our schools, I'm very happy, I'm pleased. And I'm reminded to think that in Uganda we have more private schools than government schools. And this makes me think, at least from experience from our zone, we have more private schools participating in sports than government schools. I want to believe on the whole in Uganda that could be the case. I want to propose and pray that private school head teachers and directors should never be excluded from USSA leadership at any level, because we contribute so much to USSA programs and to the funds even. Excluding them means we are really hurting people that actually contribute to SSA activities very much. I pray that never happens for cohesion and for proper running of SSA activities. Thank you so much.
Okay, so I think let me support to the zones. Now, the Marshall Plan is coming. When we are going to distribute, we are going to write to you a circular. But even within this budget, this what? The Marshall Plan for athletics is coming with money. E.g., we are saying that each zone should organize, not before a camp, but a meet, where you say all teams come, you can say as schools. Now, for every meet, a zone is going to get 1 million shillings to assist in its what? I know you may spend more, but if you can spend, at least it will help you to make sure that. And when you are doing that, you make the sport even more what? Then number 2, there's what we call affirmative action. We looked around and said, okay, we are getting according, but there are some zones where we need some affirmative what? Action. Affirmative action can come in the form of courses, and the best experiment has been on Karamoja. Karamoja has surprised us. Karamoja, we used to have only 2 teams participating every year. But now with affirmative action, where we have gone, run courses, make sure that we are always there with them, now the number of teams participating in Karamoja have gone up beyond some other zones which are not Karamoja. I will not mention the other zones. Specifically, actually, USSA started in Kampala. But I can confidently tell you that now, Karamoja zone, the participation is more than Kampala what? Kampala zone, yes or no? Let's clap for Karamoja. Another zone is Sebei. So Honorable, I want everybody to know you. The fact that you are a member of parliament does not stop you from becoming into what? USS. In fact, we are honored to have you. One of the reasons that we are here and we get what we get is because we have some MPs who hear what we say easily and take it up to parliament and even what? And even beyond. So we are lucky to have you, and we hope that we shall continue to have you even after the next election. And also in your capacity as an MP. I know we can continue to have you as a director, but we are saying if there is anything we can do as USSA to make sure that you win again, we shall all come there and make sure that you win. So, yes, but there are some things, you know, like me, I'm disadvantaged. The other day I stood next to Emron. Where is Emron? Ah, you see, when he's seated, he's even taller than me. So by height, I know I'm disadvantaged. But maybe when I come to speak, my voice may be deeper than what? You see how I do what? So every zone, there's something that you are not using. Special. There must be something special in your zone that you are not using. And that brings me to Ankole. I think Egidio is telling the truth. That, and by the way, I think it is only Ankole and Bugisu where the chairpersons are from private schools. And I think also Wakiso. Eh? But when you look at those districts, like I will talk about Wakiso. Wakiso at one time had only 5 government schools and very many private schools, about 400. And the ASHU of Wakiso immediately saw that if they were to base on only government schools that have now risen to about 25, they would become the weakest district in what? And they immediately, even within the constitution of Waukesha, which is Wakiso, ASHU, Wakiso, they immediately embedded the private schools to be part and parcel of the what? So if you were in your district, in your zone, and you are discriminating either government schools or you are also discriminating private schools, you are not going to live up to your what? Up to your potential. So that's why we are saying, let everybody come on what? On board. Among the constitutional review here is the fact that in order to recognize that we have both government and private schools, the proposal, which actually came from the Ministry of Education, is that when the president is from the private sector, the first vice president should come from the government what? Government side. And that means the two will continue to move what? To move together. So I think that could be the problem, because I know private schools are everywhere and they must be brought on board. And since they have students and they always want to market themselves, you can achieve more even by bringing them on board. Then there's Mr. Gideon is saying that the private schools don't disadvantage people from private. I think what is important is that you must be a teacher by what? Profession. By profession, isn't it? And because, like I was discussing with ASHU, ASHU finds the big problem with the private, with the head teachers from private schools. And when I checked, I found it was true. The directors of private schools, I don't know what happens. You find a school, a private school is having 3 head teachers in one what? In 1 year. And sometimes when you co-opt this person on your committee, the next year the man is no longer what? Then the other problem they have is that these head teachers of private schools who are not directors, they wield very little power in their what? In their schools. Actually, very many of them are not even signatories to the bank what? To the bank accounts. And they are not decision makers as far as sports is what? Is concerned. But it is very clear. Our constitution is very clear. We do not discriminate between head teachers from private schools and those from government what? Government school. They all can occupy certain positions equally. Thank you so much. I would want now a motion either approving the budget, and I pray that not disapproving it. Thank you so much. Can I have oh, yes, give him. The one at the back.
Yeah, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. After clinically looking at the estimates for 2026, I propose and pray that we adopt it as our financial working document.
Name and zone for recognition. You know, you have to advertise yourself when you are here.
Also, Wanyama, Buked region.
Yes.
Thank you.
Wanyama. Then, a seconder, I want the lady here. That one.
Thank you, Mr. President. Omugisha Illuminate, Semulik High School, Bundibujo, Secretary for Women Affairs, Rwenzori Zone. After this detailed discussion and looking at the time spent to project this budget, I propose that we move. I second that we adopt this budget. Thank you.
Okay, the second and last seconder in front here. I want to keep balancing the boat. Eh?
Ubo Robert Sibutajosha, head teacher at Rengshape Secondary School. Head teacher at Rengshape Secondary School, chairperson Karamoja Region.
Oh.
With the financial details and having had the unqualified audit and the surplus in the budget, I really feel that seconding this is worth a while, and I trust that the association is going to continue. As well, I pray that come next year, the president be re-elected. I submit.
That is the politics. But thank you so much. Eh? Thank you for seeing me. Eh? Thank you. So I think this one has been adopted. Now we move to the next. We are moving with, I think, 2 serious items on the agenda, but not very serious. But the next one is the proposals which came from the zones. By constitution, if you want to change the constitution or what, you have to bring in proposals. But I have to say, before I call the CEO, that the proposals which we received, some of them were for information purpose, isn't it? Others were for secretariat to improve on their implementation. We have pulled out those ones that were for constitutional what? Amendment, and they are the ones that we are bringing to you here. The others will be discussed by the executive committee and you will be informed of the outcome. Mr. CEO, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. The constitutional proposal which came from the zones, some of them, as you will find, they have already been captured, but for the sake of this assembly, I can run through them, and I will tell you this one is covered, this one is not constitutional, and so forth. Bunyoro zone, any person contesting for a zonal executive position should have served as a member of the zonal district executive committee for at least 1 full term. That one is being handled. Wakiso zone, representative of USSA National Executive Committee should have previously served on the zonal executive committee. It is the same as like of Bunyoro zone. For the position of chairperson and secretary at zonal level, eligibility should be limited to individuals who have served on USA zonal executive at least 1 full term, served as an executive member of ASU, at district or national level for at least 1 full term. This aim to produce stability and consistency, it is also being handled. Kigezi zone, each zone should elect its own delegate to the National Executive Committee to strengthen regional representation. I think this one, the President labored on it. Okay. A position for a government teacher should be created on the National Executive Committee to represent the interests of public schools. This has been covered. It is covered in our constitution. Mpigi zone, USS should develop a clear and harmonized election guidelines applicable from the grassroots to the national level to ensure transparency and uniformity. This is always covered. I think election guideline look at all those things. This is covered. It was noted that the last zonal and district election excluded sitting executive members from participating. Clear constitutional provisions should therefore be established to guarantee fairness, representation, and inclusiveness. This, it is something which I think when you are doing your election, the executive members of the zonal and so forth, and they not the member of delegates. So they are participating, so I don't know how they are excluded. Actually zone, deputy teachers should be eligible for appointment to the executive committee at both zonal and national level. This is covered, it is specified in the constitution. The USS annual general meeting should be rotational, allowing different regions to host in turns to enhance inclusiveness and ownership. We totally agree with this, so long as there is enough funds. I think the president mentioned that. Election guidance for top zonal executive positions should be ring-fenced, ensuring that
only individuals with prior service or relevant leadership experience within USSA are eligible to contest. This is also covered, and the President explained about ring fencing. The date for the next year AGM should be communicated at least 2 months in advance. That would, the Constitution talks of 1 month, which I think 1 month is enough. I don't know, but it will bring up. But I think which 1 month is enough. So, Bukedi zone, all zones should implement national resolution as adopted. I think we are all doing this. Circulars come out. When the circular comes out, there are resolutions. They have to be implemented. Luero zone, 2 zonal members should be co-opted onto national committees during national championship. This is not constitutional, but it is, will be implemented. We apply and we recognize that. So those were constitutional proposals. Other proposals, as the President said, they will be implemented by the Secretariat, which are, I don't know whether I should read all of them. They are administrative. See, they are administrative. Some of them, as we shall sit down, we shall send them back to you for implementation, because they are supposed to be handled at the zone. I get me? So we shall sit down and we refer them to you, but with guidance to implement them. Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay, I think what I hear, okay, what I hear clearly here is the election fever. Election fever in the sense that, we have done our thing. It has become so good. Now people are going to come from there and even remove us and then take over our positions. Why don't we ring fence some positions so that we are the only ones who qualify to be in those positions? Believe me, you are my people, you have supported me. I would love that. I would love to serve another term together with what? With you. Or for you to continue even when I've left. But you had the tone of the commissioner. The commissioner is saying, open up what? Space. Allow everybody to do what? Provided that they are either head teachers, and so on and so on and so on. And also, the sentiment of our bosses in the ministry is that let's not have division where we only have private or only what? Only government. And let the electorate elect the best. And actually, one of the reasons, one of the problems we have been facing as a USSA is the election of head teachers, as presidents, as treasurers, who do not have time for the what? For the games. They accept to be elected, then they want to remain in their offices, and then these people who move around, the games teachers, the deputies, look for them so that they can sign and even fail to get the signatures. But of late, I saw, like yesterday, was it yesterday, day before yesterday, the zonal chairperson of a region coming when he is also the UNEB examiner. UNEB what? UNEB supervisor. Scout, I think he's a scout or something. Supervisor, he left everything and he came to present to USSA. To me, that was... so, otherwise, if you have done a very good job, we shall be with you. Because you have all done a very good what? Job. And I think you'll come back in your position either as a chairperson, as treasurer, and everybody. So I think that one, we have been advised. And it's good that when I was talking about it, the commissioner has also come. We have been advised by the commissioner. And Mr. Commissioner, sir, there were proposals which we got from the zones, which were trying to ring fence some positions in terms of experience to favor those ones who have been occupying them. And I'm telling you, I've told them that the sentiments from our supervisors is that once people qualify, you open the space, it is an election, the best person will do what? Will go. And since you have been there and you have done a very good job, you are even starting a step ahead of the what? Of the others. But yes, you know when you go for elections, when you are electing, you need people who have institutional what? Memory. But we should not use that to deny all the others from coming in. And also the other thing I've told them is that you have also insisted, and you said it earlier, that there should be no discrimination. There should our association should allow in both government and then what? Private. And that's why we even have a constitutional, in the constitutional review here, there is a proposal that when the chairperson is from private, then the first vice president should come from what? From government, and vice versa. And in your absence, Ankole region have told us that is something that has worked so well for them, because for them, the both private and government, they come together and they work, and they don't have that thing of saying, that one is from government and this one is from private. Thank you so much. So I think we can now move on. So now we are going to follow the agenda. CEO, please guide us on where we are. Well, we are going to number 15 now. Huh? No, some discussion.
Hello?
But no, they are those of the executive committee.
Yes, we are moving on number 16. Votes on the modification of the constitution of USSA. That is.
Okay. So from what you proposed, what the members proposed, and also in a consultation with our bosses, we looked at the constitution as executive committee, and I'm glad to inform you we are proposing the following changes. And when we checked around, we found that the person who knows more, although not a lawyer, about this constitution is none other than Kaporoni Okanya Patrick, who has been around for some good time. Mr. Okanya, please come and present the constitutional. On behalf of the executive committee, please. That speaker is not speaking. It's on. Okay. Oh, they have put him the other side.
They have their constitutions on their whatever. It is on the document, but we didn't complete the whole of it. Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon, colleagues. I will be brief because I know I've been down there. Okay. I'm told it will be running on the screen. Amendment 1, Article 17, Executive Committee. The Constitution is supposed to be in that convocation booklet.
It's there.
Okay? Okay. Article 17, Section B. It was originally reading, the committee shall retire every 4 years, but shall be eligible for re-election except the president, who has a 2 full-term limits. Proposed amendment. The committee shall retire every 4 years, but shall be eligible for re-election. We are not going to read this and go back to this. Are we picking the amendment or retaining the old? Those in support of the amendment say yeah. Those opposed to it, no. You are really as hungry as me.
They have not eaten. Okay, we shall take it that the ayahs have taken it. Continue.
Thank you. The next amendment. Chair, thank you.
Okay, so I think it's good to have someone with experience on the committee. I think he has done it very quickly. Thank you so much, Mr. Okanya. You can take your seats again. Unless you want to remain in that seat.
No. It's better down.
Okay, Mr. So, Mr. CEO, you guide us because we want to go and eat. Electoral guide. Oh, Mr. Okanya, remain seated. As you very well know, next year we are going to have elections. There was a misconception. We said that we sent a circular saying that before we start in Feb next year, all positions which are vacant should be filled. And I want to say here is that we are appearing as if we are not in the what? In assembly. And we are moving ahead to, we have provided for some t-shirts. You remember how many there? For those people who will be in some assemblies, isn't it? That is the AGM at the zone. Now in the future, if you can't have suits like ours, you are going to have the t-shirts, very special t-shirts, branded, and even made in what? Made in Uganda, which are going to be available to your zones, provided that you contribute 50 and also contribute 50%, so that we cost share. Okay, so that's it. Now, Mr. Okanya Patrick, you can now take us through.
I'm waiting for them to run it on the what?
Yes. Okay, I think they are bringing the guideline, but now, before we go to the guidelines, we will have what we call the returning officer. We have a returning officer, and it is the function of the USSA executive to propose names to the assembly from whom you can pick the returning officer. CEO, you tell the assembly what was the decision of the executive committee.
Yes, Mr. President, the decision of the Executive Committee for your approval was as follows. The returning officer proposed were as follows. Mr. Opio Codell. Are we writing the names? Mr. Opio Codell. Ekodeo, sorry. Mr. Opio Ekodeo. Number 2, Richard Barigie. And number 3, Madam Ellen, yes, Ellen Wataba. Those were the 3 names the Executive Committee proposed for this assembly to approve. Perhaps, maybe, we may need to know the background of these people, just briefly, a minute on each. And I call upon Mr. Okanya to have a brief on each of these people. Opio Ekodeo.
Thank you. Mr. Joseph Opie Kodeu was your returning officer when you were elected. He's a sports officer, Kumi. He's a professional teacher. He did some part-time job with the Department of Physical Education and Sports. Presenting Mr. Opio Joseph. Mr. Barige Richard is a professional teacher. Is a retired secondary school teacher. Formerly first vice president of FUFA. That is Mr. Barige Richard. And Madam Wataba Helen is a professional teacher, a secondary school teacher, a retired headmistress of Tororo Girls School. You are hosts for ball games too. I think that's a brief we can share for this now. We can now be guided by the chairperson on the election.
Okay, I think you'll be thinking about those names. As we go through the guide, then we shall come back to it. But there is another item where we needed approval. I think we have missed it a bit. Let me first handle it. there was realization. You know, in Uganda, we have what we call Uganda Primary School Sports Association, which runs primary games. And then we have got Uganda Secondary School Sports Association. Now, for us, we run secondary school games. Now, the Constitution of Uganda says that the primary will run competitions from age, I think, like 8 up to the age of 14. And then the Uganda Secondary School Sports Association will run competitions from there, above 14, up to the age of 20. But now you hear this. Uganda Secondary School Sports Association is affiliated to all international bodies. And because of that, Uganda Primary School Sports Association cannot be affiliated to any of those what? Of those bodies. Because those bodies can only affiliate only one body from a country. But when you talk of ISF, ISF runs competitions from the age of 8 up to the age of what? Up to the age of 19. So that means there is a crossfire. Then two, we normally have, like now when we go for international games, we sometimes have teams which could, some of them are under 14, others are above 14, and they are moving together. So when we consulted with the Ministry of Education and Sports, and because we have now been cooperating, we were advised that we should form a body. Each of the two bodies should continue to operate within their what? The secondary operates in the secondary, primary operates in the primary, but we form an umbrella body only for the sake of affiliating to the international bodies and also preparing and presenting teams to the international bodies. We have so far sat many times with the ministry together with the UPSA, and we have reached a level whereby we can say, if you say yes, that umbrella body can immediately be formed. And that would mean that USSA will now affiliate to Uganda Schools Sports Federation. Thank you so much. So I propose that we move a motion that the Uganda Secondary School Sports Association affiliates to that body when it is formed. Can I get a motion? Or maybe you want it to be discussed? Katamba.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. For development of sports and talent identification, I second that we move with the, I propose that we move with that umbrella to help even the other younger sectors, younger brothers of us, and for the future of our country's sports.
You have proposed, who can second?
Okay, John, seconds, because we know the brains behind the merger or the idea are very oiling. So I second the motion.
Okay, now that we have a seconder, I think we go to the next. Another seconder. CEO wants another seconder. Can you get me a lady? She's there. From, I think she's, oh, okay. That's from Acholi.
The President, all protocol observed. Earlier on was said, our foundation is in primary schools. And therefore, that's where we can build on with our talent through the secondary school. I therefore confirm that we take up and we form that umbrella. Thank you.
Your name, please. Your name, please.
I, Aumaros Sonen. I teach in Secretariat Secondary School, Gulu, Acholi Zone.
Thank you so much. So I need
Second,
another. Okay.
I am the secretary Women's Affairs at Choli Zone.
Thank you.
Okay. You can see. I see. There is another authorization I think we need to give, because I need to give you this information, and I would be happy if you could approve it. In this one being an umbrella association of the two bodies, but not the merger. It is not a merger. It is an umbrella what? Association, which handles issues that cross-cut among the two associations. But each association remains with its own what? Mandate. When we met with the primary association and under the guidance of the ministry, it was proposed that we don't need to form another, okay, it is another association formed, but it has to be depend on the two. And it was proposed that the vice presidents and the president of each of those associations, together with together with the ASHU representative, that is from secondary, who also goes there as an ex-official. And also for primary schools, we found that it was proposed that for them they are highly related to the sports officers. So we have 4 plus the 2 what? The sports officer and then ASHU to form the executive committee of the new body that has been formed. And that the president of that association comes from the 2 presidents. If one becomes the president, then the other one becomes the what? The vice president. Have you got it? Yeah, Mr. Sasaga, please. Honorable, I mean, Honorable Sasaga.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President. Maybe for clarity, I wanted to know if you are going to develop a memorandum of understanding, because it comes with very clear terms and conditions, what USSA is coming with and what the primary association is coming with. And if you go to our constitution about the executive committee, Article 17, it says the committee shall take decision on behalf of the association which are to be reported to the General Assembly at its next meeting. If it involves making a memorandum, maybe we could empower you as a General Assembly that you look into it with the guidance of the ministry, you develop one and you'll just communicate to us. Thank you.
Maybe let's have our commissioner, who is our guide and mentor, explain this.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I'm excited that you have remembered to bring this in this great meeting. Members, I can't explain more. The President has elaborated more about the importance, but also to remind the President that you know now we are going to have a law that is going to be supporting pre-primary. So in case you find a school that teaches only pre-primary and has sports activities that are international and national in nature, you'll find that there may be Uganda Pre-Primary Sports Association. It will also come into this. association. And I felt bad. Who of you would not love to support a young brother? And so I am requesting, Mr. President, that we get it as a reaction from the permanent secretary's communication. And then we look at, this meeting gives you a mandate that in case you put any coin into primary, maybe support capacity building, maybe support them with referees, because you can give them referees and then pay the referees or make some expense, then you would have been mandated by this AGM. I submit.
Okay, I think formally, when he has said it all, when we go for a memorandum of understanding, this body will not have a legal basis of affiliating to international bodies, because it's the one now that will affiliate to international bodies. So it must have a constitution and the rest and the rest and the rest. But what we are saying is that you accept, and he has already moved the motion, and I've not seen anybody refusing it, that we go ahead, form the association, then bring back the draft constitution to these bodies when we meet. Oh, thank you so much. Then the other, where we need authority, and I'm moving very fast, is that, and you know when your boss advises you, sometimes it's an order, isn't it? That the assembly mandates us, the executive committee, where need be to give assistance to primary school, which may be financial, it may be otherwise. Thank you so much. Anyone against that? No, so the ayahs have it. So Mr. Okanya, please, you are now, can take the. Hey, there is a hand. Oh, let's hear from the ASHU president. Because we are talking about ASHU. I think she needs to hear this.
This time not about ASHU, but about that umbrella organization you've just talked about, and then the membership. I just noticed that it's 6 people, which is an even number. How I wish you could make it an odd number. Probably it would be helpful in one way or another. Thank you.
Okay, I think you are going to mandate us to get a way of making it an odd number, isn't it? Why it became even was that we are looking at, we don't want primary to think that we want to swallow them, isn't it? And we also want to think that they are going to swallow us. But the commissioner will show us how we can make the balance. Thank you so much. So, Mr. Okanya, please.
Mr. Chair, I think we can call on the DEOs. The DEOs have a big, as we call ASHU, which has a big mandate in primary. The Primary Teachers Association is not yet very strong like ASHU, but I think we need to invite in the president of the DEOs. Maybe it can, I don't know whether ex-officio or something.
It's okay. You know, one thing I've discovered is that the more of those power centers you have with you, the easier it becomes for you to implement your what? Your mandate. So I think that is a good one, but we shall discuss it with the primary people, and then we move forward. We don't want to make a decision on their behalf. Thank you so much. Mr. Okanya, please.
Thank you, Chair. We are running through the election guidelines for next year's election because we've got to approve them now. It's a bit easier to approve them now than tomorrow. Introduction, are they on the screen? Okay. These electoral guidelines will guide the elections and by-elections of USSA at district, zonal, and national level for the period 2026 to 2030. Important to note, 1, candidates for all positions must be professional teachers with a secondary school teacher qualification. Is that okay? Or we run through all of them and you'll pick what you want to comment on. Number 2, for one to contest, he or she must be a teacher in a Ministry of Education recognized secondary school located geographically in the area he or she intends to represent. Number 3, for position of the chairperson and treasurer at the district and zonal levels, the candidates must be either head teachers in the Ministry of Education and Sports recognized school or directors who must be professional teachers with minimum qualification of a degree in education, that is graduate teachers. Number 4, for position of secretary and assistant secretary, the candidates must be classroom teachers. Number 5, candidates for position of secretary for women must be female. We are talking about biological females. Number 6, the ASHU representative must be an executive member of ASHU at the same level. So if we are getting a ASHU representative at district level, the ASHU representative at district must be an executive member at the district. And at national, the representative must be an executive member at the national level. Number 7, delegates to the next level assembly will be voted for by the executive from among themselves. If we are in a district assembly and we are getting delegates to the zone, those delegates will be voted for by the district executive. If we are in the zonal executive and we are getting representatives to the National Assembly, the delegates to the National Assembly will be voted for by the zonal assembly. Number 8, the candidate, nominator, and seconder must be from different schools for district assembly. So if you're a candidate for a district office, the person nominating you and the seconder must be coming from different schools. And for the case of the zone, they must be coming from different districts, but from that zone. And for the case of national, they must be coming from different zones. Positions that do not attract candidates by closure of nomination period will be filled on the floor on the day of elections. Even then, the qualification requirements must be adhered to. Number 10, voting will be by secret ballot at all levels. 11, the election roadmap will be circulated by the returning officer. 12, 2022 nomination fees will be maintained at all levels. You paid it last time, I think it will be easier to pay again. 13, voting by proxy or by letter will not be allowed. 14, results will be by simple majority. 15, no person or entity can nominate more than one person for the same position at the same level. So if we are nominating chairman, district executive, you cannot nominate Tom and nominate Aisha for the same position. You nominate only one. Number 16, persons working in both government and private schools will be categorized under the area of their government school. So if you are teaching in a government school in Ankole and in a private school in Mukono, you will be categorized where your government school is. And that applies to directors as well, those who are working both in government and holding office of director. Number next, that is the 17. Only persons coming from paid-up entities are eligible to nominate, second, be voted, and to vote. So if it is schools, if it is districts, you'll check up the payments. 18, one can only be nominated for one position at a level. The only exception is where a position did not attract any candidates by closure of nomination. Number 19, one must be a delegate. No, sorry. One need not be a delegate to contest for any position. As long as people have qualifications, you need to be a delegate to vote, but you don't need to be a delegate to be voted. I hope the screen people are correcting that. One need not be a delegate to be voted. Number 20, all the elections will only be done during the USSA Elective Assembly using the USSA electoral guidelines, except for the position of ASHU representative who will be nominated by the ASHU executive at that level. 21, candidates must present evidence of documents and financial clearance before being declared nominated. If the requirement is that you must hold a degree, you will have to present those. 22, there will be 2 delegates from each school to the district assembly, 5 delegates from each district to the zonal assembly, and 5 delegates from each zone to the national assembly. 23, each delegate will have 1 vote at all levels. 24, for affirmative action, if the president is from, that one we have covered, if the president is from government school, the vice president will be from, the first vice president will be from private and vice versa. 25, nomination forms will be picked from the returning officer or downloaded directly. 26, all election-related payments must be done on USSA account, mobile money line, or as guided. Is there anywhere where we need clarification? Is there anything that we need? Silence means we have got it, yes.
Okay, I think there is a question here. Let it.
Thank you so much. We go back to the first one of a teacher, the qualification, where we talk about qualified teacher. We only end at that, or we include and registered, because those are 2 different things. I can go to the university, get a degree, I'm a teacher, but I'm not registered.
Okay, we
as
have
a
taken
teacher.
note of that. I think we are adding there and registered. Yes. So if you are not registered, there's time between now and the next year. Was, there's another hand behind there.
Okay, allow me to allow our boss, the chief guest now, the Commissioner of Physical Education and Sports, to leave us. But we are finishing actually. You should have eaten with us, at least prayed for our food.
Mr. Chairman, I have eaten because I couldn't allow my boss eat alone. So, and 2, when I was a student, I was very good on meals, so I have not changed a lot. But while I'm away, my assistant commissioner is there. That's why I'm given an assistant, because they knew I would be busy. And he is there, and he will do a good job. I wish you good journey. Journey Mass is back home. God bless you. I must prepare for my service tomorrow. God bless you. And you can join me for the Thanksgiving service tomorrow, Chitala Bulova, in Bulova and Mitiana Road. Come and join me. I'll be being introduced to the church as a priest to support that church. I'm doing church planting. So come and join us. Don't run when you come in Kampala. Don't just waste transport and run back. Sleep in Kampala and know what the city is all about and attend such a services. God bless you. God bless you. For school sports, for better.
Don't you think we are very lucky to have the PS, then the commissioner for the whole day, and both of them being doctors and canons? Is a great thing. So, Mr. Kenya, there was a question there, yes.
Thank you very much, the President. I don't know whether you've forgotten this one. You first read us 3 names for those whom you propose to be returning officers, but as if we are skipping that one. So
no, we are continuing with it.
Okay.
I'm bringing it again. It is the last one.
Okay. Because for me, I had my person whom I wanted. Now, with the ASHU, he talked about ASHU representative. At the district level, they have, for example, like at the city level at our place, they have somebody who is in charge of co-curricula. There is chairman USSA, and there is chairperson co-curricula on ASHU executive. I think those would be the best people to come on our committees If also at the regional level they have such a post, then that person can be co-opted at their zonal ASHU executive. Thank you.
Constitution does not give us a right of picking someone from ASHU. The ASHU Executive Committee sits, it looks at its people, and of course they normally give us one of those ones. But they are the ones to give us the person over there what? Because we communicate to them and say there is a post here which is for ASHU representative. Please nominate someone. The person they nominate, as long as he's the head teacher, we are bound to accept that person. Then for registered, I think that one has been passed. And now finally, this takes us to the last bit, which is, this, we have given you 3 names. For the purpose of, there are 3 names. For the purpose of clarity, because some of us may have forgotten because we have taken long without eating, the first name on the list is the person who has been our returning officer, isn't it? And what is the name, Mr. Kanya?
Mr. Pio Joseph.
Mr. Pio Joseph. And he's now, he went back to the east, he's now a sports officer. The second name is Balije Richard. Balije Richard, who was the head teacher of very many schools, including St. Gerard, St. Watt, and at one time he served as the first vice president of FUFA, a position that I'm enjoying now. Then the last person is a lady,
Madame Wataba Helen.
Madame Wataba, who has retired, but who is also a former zone chairperson, I think of ASHU, and also a person who loves sports. Mr. Okanya, please, you can take us through that picking one.
Thank you.
Since I have the mic, and according to me as Rashid, since Mr. Opio served his term, and in the Constitution it is not mentioned anywhere that maybe he can be given the second term, I propose the 2026 should be Balije Richard. That is according to me. Thank you very much.
Okay, maybe a clarification. Since the same constitution does not say should be given or not given, we should assume they are all flat candidates at that. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. President. Richard Brian Ojoko is my name. I'm the vice chair at Choli Zone. Looking at the past experience and what happened in our last election, all of us, those of us who are there, we agree that Opio performed well. And for me, I would propose Opio to continue because of his good past record. Thank you.
Give him also. So we have 2 names now. Is there someone who is proposing a third one?
I am seconding him. My name is Okea John. The gentleman did his work diligently and there were no petitions that came in. I therefore second Mr. Opio to be the chairperson of the Electoral Commission.
Okay, here.
Yes, I have the mic already.
Okay.
I'm Kijaguzo Wirino Award. We appreciate the work which was done by Opio. Let this time be a lady in the names of Heleni Watamba. Thank you.
Finally there. Now we have 3 people, isn't it? You cannot propose the first one.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. This is Ngama Stephen J.S. Karamoja. Indeed, I first want to appreciate Mr. Opio for the good work that he did when we were coming in these positions. And since it was, he served once and he came in with you, why doesn't he finish up with your executive? and I therefore want to propose nomination closed, if possible, in favor of Mr. Opio. Thank you.
Now we are going to have an election, isn't it? And now who is the returning officer? Me. So, Mr. Okanya, you are going to help me for the returning officer.
The President and the members present, I'm standing in for Mr. Opio because most of us were here because he did a good job. So I would request, since most of us here would also want to come back probably for the second time, we also give him the opportunity to finish up the job. Thank you so much.
Okay, we are putting it to vote. We cannot resist a vote if somebody has been nominated. You can't. You can only vote for your candidate, but you can't stop a vote on a different person's candidate.
Thank you very much. This is Tom Odeke from Teso Zone. When I listen to the submissions, there are two candidates who are not seconded. It was only Opio who was seconded, and therefore unopposed.
As a returning officer, for this one, I'm not a candidate in the other. Is there anybody seconding Madam Helen Wataba? No. Is there anybody seconding Mr. Richard Barige? No, there's a secondment here. We've got... Yes, please. Excuse me, you have a mic with you? You have a mic with you. Excuse me.
Mr. President, with the experience which you have had from Marija, who has ever worked as the Vice President of FUFA, who has headed many secondary schools, and who participated in sports many times, I second his candidature.
Thank you very much. We are going to vote straight. Those in support of Mr. Richard Barige, put up your hands. Emma, do the count. Thank you. 5. Those in support of Mr. Opio Joseph, put up your hands.
Count.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. My returns were showing 8 against 43. So the winner is Mr. Opio Joseph. I don't know what happens with the rest. I leave it with the chair.
The Executive Committee also proposed that all the 3 names they brought were very good names, but one has to win, another one has to. And also as we move forward, one has to mentor the other. So we also propose that when one becomes the returning officer, then the other 2 will become his assistants. Oh, the Aya have got it. So having said this, now I'm going to give a final word, and then we go and eat, and then go back home. Yeah. 1, I want to thank you for being very smart. Not only in dressing, but in making decisions. Yeah. You have today made very good decisions that will propel our association forward. Secondly, I want to thank you for the good job that you are doing and that you are going to continue doing. The next one is that I thank you for supporting my executive. And in return, in what? We shall also support you. Thank you so much. God bless you.
One can pray and also pray for food.
Okay, we have some administrative communications from the CEO, much as mine has ended. Thank you.
Thank you, President.
This is the communication, is in-house, which you need to know. When the assembly is officially closed by the chief guest, this is what we are going to do.
Let me declare.
There will be a photo moment. Okay, members will take photos. I think the photographers, they will guide us on how to go about it. Then two, when we have finished our lunch, you pass through the account section. They will be stationed somewhere. You pass through the account section, you will get your transport allowance. You will also be supported with other allowances to take you back home. Okay. With that, Mr. President, I call you upon to invite a person who is going to close the hall. You are closing the meeting. He has closed. No, he has not.
With this, I declare, in my capacity as the president of Uganda Secondary School Sports Association, I declare the 43rd General Assembly of Uganda Secondary School Sports Association closed now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. Dear delegates, I want to appreciate you for being patient up to this time round, and we don't want you to go without us capturing that memorable moment. So I'm going to request that the high table remain seated, and we're going to go zone by zone. You come and take pictures here, zone by zone. Executive committee members, actually let's talk the region. Executive committee members, you are coming with your region together with this high table. Thank you so much. Let me start with, we are starting with the invited guests and the federations. Presidents, please come and join here for the photo moment. So when you after that, when you're done with your photographer, you go for lunch. Coupons are ready. Federation presidents, please, and our invited guests. Find space there.